friends, today what we are going to do is we are going to draw a snowflake and color it. Okay, so let's see the supplies that we need. We need crayons, we need watercolor, we need half a paper, and I also have my whiteboard to practice draw some snowflakes. But before we start making the snowflakes, let's learn about something called value. Value, because we are going to practice making that today in our art. So value, don't worry, it's not a difficult thing. Value is how dark or light a color is. Okay, value is how dark or light a color is. Okay, so how will you make a color dark? Did I hear you guys say mix it with black? Yes, you can make a color dark by adding a black to it. Now, can you guys tell me how to make a color light? Suppose you are using red and I want to make it pink. What do you do to make it pink? Did I hear that? Did you say that you need to add white to it? Yes, mixing white to any color, you get a light color, right? So how do we do that here when we are using watercolor? Do we have white here? No, we don't have white here. In watercolor, what you can do is to make something lighter, you add more water to it. You guys would have found that, right? When you add more water to something, a color gets lighter. And if you want to make pink, you add more white to red in this. Not more white, more water to, what am I saying? White and water starts with W and then I get confused. So to make pink, what you do in this case, when you're using watercolor, is you add more water to red to make pink. We have black, so when you're using we want to make it dark, you just need to add black to the color. But if dark is a very strong color, so it's like when you are having something spicy, if you want to add a hot sauce is really spicy. Do you add a lot of hot sauce or do you add a teeny bit? I love spicy food, but I don't add a lot of sauce in the beginning itself. I'll keep on adding. I'll add a little bit and see if I need more. Then I add more. In the beginning itself, I add a lot of hot sauce to something that I'm eating. Then I'll not be able to reduce the heat. Just like that, when you're making it dark in the beginning itself, if you add a lot of black to the whatever color, you won't be able to make it a lighter color. So darker colors, think them as hot sauce. Okay, use little by little. Okay, so let's now practice draw some snowflakes before we start with our lesson. Okay, let me find. Do you guys know what a snowflake is? Do you? How many of you have been into a place where it snows? I have been to places where it snows, and that too in December, but I have never seen snow, because whenever I go, it doesn't snow that place. So this year I'm not going anywhere, but every year I try to go to a place that it snows, and I hope it snows and I'll be able to see the snow. But the snow doesn't like me, I guess, because so I haven't seen snow. So snowflake, is actually, they begin like it's a dust. They begin as a particle of dust. And what happens is when the dust collect water and floats around in the cloud, and it forms into ice crystals. So it will collect water, and when it freezes in the cloud, it become ice crystal. And when it is very cold, what happens? It falls from the sky as snow. Okay, so there are different and let me show you a snowflake picture. This is like a close-up. This is just one snowflake. Can you see that through the microscope? How beautiful it is. So does this look like this one? No. So it depends on how it crystallized. So what we're going to do is I'll show you guys a few different ways we can draw snowflakes, and then you can choose one way to draw the snowflake on your paper, and then we'll color it. Okay, so the first thing is we are going to start with a vertical line, and then we are going to make an X. Or maybe we can start with an X and then make a vertical line to it. I think that is better, because X and then a vertical line. Why can't I make a vertical line? Yeah. Then we need to add the tendrils, right? So I'll start with the simplest one. Okay, so I'm going to just make a V. That you can stop this way, or you can add more. You can stop it here, or maybe, so this is first one, you can stop with that way. That is one type. This can be the second type, or you can make a circle. That can be a third type. All right, now let me start over again. I'm going to start with the X and then this line, right? And then maybe this time let's make the V's go in this direction. No, we went in the same direction before also. What am I saying? In this direction, like arrows. Okay. Should we stop this there? Maybe I'll add one more. Okay, and then maybe we can add circles here. So that is another way you can draw this. Let's try another one. X and line like that to make a V in the tip. You can stop it this way, or you can make a V, Can you see the V in different directions? Like that. Maybe you can add or you can add lines coming out. Another way. Got it? Let's start on the one. What is that I can think of now? Maybe. Sometimes I'm run out of ideas. Making 3. arrows like that. Okay, this is a simple one. Let's put a circle here. Okay, maybe this is how the water crystallized. Let's try another simple one. Ting, X. This is even simpler because it's not even a V. Okay, we can make a circle. Okay, that is another one. You see, you can keep on making different ones like this. When you are doing, you'll be like, oh, maybe I add this and I add that line, and then you have a new style. Maybe I make like a petal or a U there inside, like a flower, and that's another one. So you got the idea, right? How we are making this. So I think you can choose one of this, or you can make your own fancy crystal. Okay, and then I'm going to take my paper. We are just making one big crystal. So let's take the paper and then draw a snowflake. So I'm going to maybe find the middle of the paper. I'm going to fold the paper like this. Fold it this way. So I find the middle, and I'm going to draw a line through the line that we made. And then in between these two lines, I'm going to make an X. In between these two, making an X. Got it? Okay, now let's draw whatever snowflake that you want. I'm going to draw everything lightly because we need to go over all these lines with just making it a little bit fancy. We are going to go over all these lines with a crayon. Okay, so lightly. What else can I do with you? Okay, I think my snowflake is ready. If I keep on doing this, I will keep on adding details to this. Okay, so I'm going to take my white crayon and I'm going to go over all the lines that we made. You don't have to color in, you're just going to go over the lines. Don't forget to miss any of the lines. If you don't go over line, then that won't show up. The whole inside, I'm going to make it. You had to remember which all you did. If you look like this, hold it to the light and look, you can see if there is anyone missing. If you did with any other color, it won't look as nice as you did with white. So that's the reason we are doing it with white, okay? Okay, I think I did all the lines. So I'm going to put this away. So you get to choose what color you want. One more thing I suggest is grab some salt. Okay, so next what we're going to do is I'm going to take my brush. You can choose any color you want for the background, except for black and brown and green. Sky won't be green, right? So it can be light pinkish red for the sky. It can be orange, yellow, sky, blue or purple. So don't use the other colors. I'm going to use maybe red, or should I use, maybe I'll use blue. Okay, I'm going to use blue. So I'm going to put in blue a few drops of water in blue, and then I'm going to wake the colors. Now I swirled it like a few times, not more than that, and I'm going to dip in water, dip in the paint, and then I'm going to paint lightly. Water. So each time your brush is dry, put it in the water, dip it in the paint. Can you see what's happening when you are painting over the the crayon? You guys know what happens, right, when you paint over the crayon. So when it is still wet, you can add a pinch of salt. It's going to, what happens is the salt will absorb the water and it's going to leave that area white. Now I'm going to move to some other part, okay, and make some light color. So we are making a lighter value all around. If there is water pooling anywhere, you just add some salt to that. So there is some water pooling. Can you see the water, pooled up water? I'm just adding some crystals of salt. Now, there are some areas I left without painting. What I'm going to do is now I'm going to swirl my brush in the blue. I'm going to paint it just dark like that. I'm not dipping in the water now, just painting with the paint. I'm painting with a different value. So it is darker now, so that's a different value. If it is lighter, that is a different value. I'm going to fill in these areas that I left. If it is super dry, go ahead, dip it in the water and swirl really well when you come back, and then finish off here, painting that way. So we don't want the entire sky to be one color. We want it to be different values of blue or whatever color you have chosen. there is any spot that you missed painting, go ahead, finish that. Only thing is, don't paint on the same surface again and again. It is going to make your paper like crumble the paper. So can you see the snowflake? Yeah, and you can see different values of blue that you use. If you want to make it even darker, what you could have done is swirl in blue, slightly take a little dab of black, and it's so dark. Just wanted to show you guys. So I'm just making the corners that. So that is a darker value. So swirl in this thing, a light, just stick it in black. And then just the corners. If yours is super dry, super wet, wait for it to dry, okay? When you try this one, adding black to get a darker blue. You don't even have to practice making the darker blue, but if you want to try making the darker blue, go ahead, try it. So see, it's blending. So the edges are dark blue and the insides are, mine, I didn't use that much water, so it is a little bit drier. That's why I'm just painting over that. Okay, if yours is not dry, wait for it to dry before you try going on top of that. So see what happened. So now we have different values: the lighter blue, little darker blue, very dark blue, see this, and even the darkest blue also. The darkest blue is like blackish blue. So we also have that. So that's how you show create value using 3 colors, in this case 2 colors, okay, blue and water and blue and black. Okay, so I'm just, if you are using a tempera paint or acrylic paint, you use white. I'm going to wash my brush really well before I put this away. As you remember, it's like sweeping the floor of the container. Put it in where it's supposed to be. Leave it to dry before you close this. Okay, you don't want to close it while it is still wet. It'll get moldy. So wait for it to dry, and then when this dry, take a picture and email me with your name, room number, and your school name so that I can see how well this turned out. I know you guys are going to draw awesome snowflakes. So till we meet next time, bye bye.